Welcome to Cedar Lake Speedway in New Richmond, Wisconsin, site of tonight's Goons Dirt Late Model Series. Field out there rolling on their first of their 2 parade laps. Let's run through our starting lineup real quick, presented by our friends at the Goons. Damon Nagel with the lucky draw gets the pole here in feature number 1. Brad Patton slated to start second, but has to take an EOL. Quinn Newton will start third. Ryan File fourth. Kenny Frisbee fifth. Scott Elston sixth. Blake Giglio has to go to the back. Nathan Lafayette would start 8th. Hayden Law in 9th. Brad Wilson in 10th. Clapper Newell 11th. Lucas Hoisman 12th. And Cliff Mullins starting last. It's our 13-car grid for Cedar Lake tonight. We get 2 feature races. We'll run one for 35 laps. And we'll invert the field and run another one for 45 laps as the pace truck speeds up to get out of the way, and we wait for the green flag. And we are underway at Cedar Lake. 35-lap feature to start tonight's festivities. 3 races coming at you tonight. A little bit of contact there between the 88 and the 86. Back out and get a little wider view as we see Damon Nagel trying to hold on to the lead. Ryan File, Quinn Newton trying to take it away, and there is a big pile in the back, all bouncing off of one another. My goodness. And racing hard in the back. It's a very small track at just under 4/10 of a mile. Not a lot of room out there, a narrow track. Drivers have to find ways to pass one another without running over one another. Ryan File trying the outside long way around Damon Nagel. Hasn't made it work yet. Kenny Frisbee in the 3rd spot now. Quinn Newton's falling back. Quinn drops to another spot. Quinn may be right on the wall here. Trying to catch one, so there he is. I think he's hurt the right front already on that 88. Steering damaged, and he is going to drop back in this one as the 81 of Ryan File gets inside Damon Nagel, takes the race lead. Nicely done, Ryan File to the point as they make their way around Clapper Newell. Looks like another car is broken to right front. Quinn Newton to the pit lane. Damon Nagel tried to shoot the middle between Kenny Frisbee. I believe that's Hayden Lowell at the bottom in the 56. Hayden making his way up towards the front. Frisbee trying to ride that high line. Hayden Lowell takes that 2nd spot away. Now Hayden will try to run down Ryan File out in front. Ryan, a tough one to beat once he gets the lead. You see a little bit of bouncing in there. Inside line getting a little rutted up. Hayden kind of running a diamond line. It's working out well for him so far. It's all the way up to 2nd. Blake Giglio, former pro dirt license driver. He has bounced his way up to the 3rd spot. You see that left front just a bouncing on the inside line. It's keeping a little closer to the tires than Hayden is. That could be good traction-wise, shorter distance around, but it can also spell trouble if you touch one of those tires. It'll just throw the car, and your race will be over. Yes, former dirt. Sent me DM, did you? All right, thanks, Neo. Watch this battle between Hayden and Blake for that 2nd spot. Blake's catching the tires a little bit, gets him up out of shape. Gets enough of the brake not to get into Hayden, so nicely done there to preserve both of those race cars. Kenny Frisbee's moved all the way up to the wall, battling our pole sitter, Damon Nagel. As for the 4th spot, as Kenny Frisbee gets by. Checking on Brad Patton. He's been one of our fastest cars this season. He's hanging out towards the back. Heard him not very happy in practice. Currently sits in the 8th spot behind Brad Wilson and Lucas Hoisma. Lucas on the high line in the black 97. Brad Wilson, the white and black 51 down low. Looks like Blake has finally gotten around Hayden using the inside lane. Hayden up to the outside line, getting up in same line Kenny Frisbee's running. Blake trying to run down Ryan File. 23 laps to go. About 13 complete. I heard from the drivers they expected pure chaos here, but hasn't been as much as was advertised, I would say. There's a little contact between Hoisman and Nagel off that last corner, but they able to survive and not take one another out. A little more contact there. Lucas, I think, expecting Nagel to get a little bit wider. Clapper Newell up into the outside wall in the 99. That's going to be his race for sure. He's already been down one time. And there is our first caution of the race. As the 99 car ends up into the outside wall. Heavy damage to the right side and smoking. Let's see how he ends up there. He's in front of Hayden. Gets it in low and the car just doesn't want to turn. It just goes straight into the outside wall. Apparently something broke on the 99 car. And that Icon apparel machine into the outside wall and done for the night. He sits his car back out there outside the racetrack pit lane on the outside on this facility. Ryan File, your leader. Caution laps don't count. So we got 15 laps under the belt. Be 20 to go when we turn them loose. Your leaders, the 81 Orion File. Blake Giglio is up to second from the back of the pack. Hayden Lowell sits in third. Kenny Frisbee fourth. Damon Nagel fifth. Lucas Huisman is sixth. Brad Wilson seventh. Cliff Mullins eighth. Nathan Lafayette in ninth. And coming out of the pit lane is the 7 of Brad Patton. Wonder if he hit the wall and needed to take a quick repair. About the only reason you would ever pit in these things. He's still on the lead lap and has a fresh race car. He'll have to come from the back if he wants to move up, so he'll be 10th on the restart. Clapper Newell, that machine 6 laps down, heavily damaged. Scott Elston also back there, 6 laps down, heavily damaged. And Quinn Newton, the 88 car, 13th. He'll be starting on the front row for the next race. Field lines up 2x2. The pace truck hauls ass as we get the green flag. Ryan File, Blake Giglio. Blake immediately switching back to the bottom. He did not want to be on the top side on that restart. So he immediately let Ryan File go and got to the bottom. Hayden Lowell racing around the bottom. Kenny Frisbee's up to the top in the 11. He's a little out of shape up there. Lucas Hoysley using the high line to get around Damon Nagel. Now he's going to try to get inside Kenny Frisbee here. It's Blake working on the race lead here. Had his right front inside Ryan File. Ryan runs it all the way to the wall as a result, trying to keep that momentum on the high lane. Blake using that inside line the short way around, trying to get car hooked up off the exit, and Ryan File keeps that momentum, and it is about neck and neck as they cross the line. Someone's lost a tire. There's a tire rolling across the track. I think it's Cliff Mullins in the 37. He takes his car to the pit lane, but his tire was rolling in the middle of the racetrack. Right fronts on these things can be quite fragile, we've heard. The first few weeks of the season, that's what the drivers have reported back. Can't make a lot of contact in them with the wall or each other, or that right front would just pop right off. Ryan File gets the wall a little bit there, but Blake Giglio had moved up too, so Blake not able to take advantage. Then a big gap back to Kenny Frisbee, Hayden Lowell, and Lucas Huisma battling for the third spot. Hayden throws the slider. Kenny cuts it back inside, and they'll go side by side into the next corner. Kenny going to throw the big slider all the way up the hill. Lucas going to wrap it around the bottom. He gets inside Kenny as Hayden has to back off. This battle for third is actually pretty fantastic. Kenny all the way up by the wall. Lucas still wrapping it down the bottom side. I think Lucas will stay committed to that bottom. Look at how much dust we have tonight. It is gross out there. And Blake Giglio in the 16. He's very slow coming off that last corner. I wonder if the car's okay. Lost a lot of time that lap. Ryan File ripping the top. Check in on Blake. Maybe he caught a tire and it slowed him down a bit. Lucas has grabbed the third spot away from Kenny Frisbee, and he is trying to take away. As we wait for Frisbee and Lowell behind, and here comes Brad Wilson, Brad Patton into the picture. Remember, Patton was 10th on the restart. He's made it up to 7th. Trying to climb higher. He works on the 51 of Brad Wilson. So much dust here tonight. That is not normal. You get out there with the water truck and hose this place down a little bit. Ryan File still out front by almost a full second with about 10 laps to go. There is your gap leader to second. And then Lucas riding in third, holding off Kenny Frisbee and Hayden Lowell. Lowell has Brad Patton now all over him. Patton's taking that 6th spot. Trying to take 5th from Hayden. Slides up in front of the Napa car. Hayden back down to the bottom. Brad ripping top here. Hayden not able to get in front. Can't throw the slider in front. And Brad Patton takes away that 5th spot. Next one up for him is teammate Kenny Frisbee in the 11. Kenny gets the outside wall. Fortunate not to rip the right front off of it. His teammates go into the next corner. 4th and 5th. 7 and 11. But they're backwards right now. 11-7. Kenny up into the outside wall again, bounces it off the fence, but doesn't do enough damage to break anything. And that enables him to hang on to it. Blake about a half second off of race leader Ryan File, but File is catching lap traffic. That's Cliff Mullins and the 00 of Nathan Lafayette squarely up ahead. Ryan File, gonna hope they get out of the way here with about 6 laps to go. Blake Giglio could be licking his lips seeing all this traffic. The opportunity awaits the 16 as Cliff Mullins keeps it down and out of the way on the inside lane. Now Ryan File has Nathan Lafayette, who's running top here, and he's going to get in the way. Man, Ryan File had to check up big time. Then he just gets into the 00, puts him up in the outside wall, and that is going to be it for the 81. Second caution is out. Nathan Lafayette gets a run over. Ryan File in the 81 probably not too happy, understandably so. And he takes a tow as that car is broken. Let's take another look at it. See him riding in the same line as the 00, and the 00 gets squirrely off the exit. A little bit of contact there. Then Ryan File wants to go to the top of the 00, still out there. May have already been some damage, and the 81 looked like it just did not turn when it got to the corner. And that is going to be it for former race leader Ryan File off to the pit lane, and that just hands the lead to the 16 of Blake Giglio. Four laps to go, and we turn him back loose to finish off feature number 1. Then we'll invert the field, give him an extra 10 laps. Trev. MLC in stands. Sad he can't be there. Throw sliders and put people row 33 in the stands. I don't think their stands are even that big here, but we'll go with it. Single file restart inside 10 laps to go. Scott Elston getting out just in front of the field. A lot of cars in the pit lane. A lot of cars damaged. Blake Giglio gets on that loud pedal and they take off. Blake Lucas 1 and 2 teammates. Then Kenny Frisbee, Brad Patton 3 and 4 teammates. Blake gets a really nice jump. Hayden Lowell trying to work inside Brad Patton. Brad trying to work inside Kenny Frisbee. Frisbee's up at the wall, bouncing that 11 car off the fence. Top two have kind of singled out Brad Patton. Meet in the sandwich here between the 11 and the 56. Trying to take the spot away from his teammate is the front two. Plenty of gap between one another. The best battle on the racetrack is right here. Brad Patton, Kenny Frisbee battle for that last spot on the podium. So we have just about a little over a lap to go at Cedar Lake Speedway, feature number 1. Blake Giglio down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Blake going to bring it off turn 4 with no pressure whatsoever. Pick up the win in the 16. Lucas Heusma second, and Kenny Frisbee holds off Brad Patton for third. Hayden Lowell will get a top 5. Damon Nabel 6th. Then Nathan Lafayette. So Blake, Lucas, and Kenny. To the waiting room, please, and thank you. Blake, Lucas, and Kenny. Blake going to roll it up there. I love that he knows where to find the victory lane at every dirt track. See if we can track down our race winner. Hopefully he's hanging out down here in team chat. Yes, he is. Blake, DG, you got a copy?
How's it going?
Well, it's going pretty good. You picked up a win here at Cedar Lake. I don't know. I expected a little more chaos based on what everyone was saying about this track, but it seems like you were able to tame it and not too crazy out there, although the leader did get taken out by lap traffic.
Yeah, me and him, my line was so much different than his. Like, I misjudged it that one time, got into him. I gave him the spot back, and then I knew trouble was coming. There was 2 cars running 2 different lanes, and I knew if I was just patient, I think I was going to be able to get that one done there. So I just took my time, and when he wrecked, I think I could have caught him, even if he didn't wreck. It would have been hard to pass, just because our lines are so different, where it's hard to throw a slider here. This track's tiny for these big cars, so yeah, I'm just happy we were able to get a first win, and hopefully we can go back-to-back here.
Yeah, trying to be a double feature winner once again. You're the only one to do it so far in these cars, so we'll see if you can add to that tally already. Well, no one else can do it tonight, so it has to be you, right? Got to win first one to win all, right?
Hopefully we can get the triple header at Iowa, too. That'd be pretty cool.
How good are you at Iowa? Is that one of your better tracks?
No, me and Hayden normally beats me there. He beats a lot of people there. Hayden's really good at Iowa, so it's going to be hard to beat him, but, you know, a little front bumper action takes care of that.
That's it for, bud. All right, good luck here at feature number 2. You got your friends, family, sponsor shout-outs?
Oh, yeah. You for broadcasting, Scott and Damon for putting this thing on. CDC Racing, Ludwig Eastworth, MN Performance. Everyone's on this thing. 712 Brakes, obviously. And Goons sponsoring the series.
10-4. All right, bud. We appreciate you getting out of here. Congrats on your win. See what you can do feature 2. He's not the only one who can talk fast. Let's go ahead, pull in second place. I've already forgotten who it was, so hopefully they're up in the waiting room. And Kenny's up there. We'll bring Kenny in, and I think he was third. Lucas was second, right? Let's pull Lucas up here. I think I remembered for once. Just drag him in slowly, channel by channel. There we go. Lucas, DG, got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, well, we finished P2 there in that first feature, and I don't know, you started kind of mid-pack and worked your way up there methodically. How was it?
I'm psyched. Finally, I went through a race. I think I finished with a 0x right there. So, incredible feature for once for me in the Dirt Late Model Series, and hopefully I can continue that in the feature too. But Blake is super fast. So is Ryan. I don't know what happened there at the end of that. I'm sure it would have been one of those two winning. And yeah, this has been really fun so far. These cars are a ton of fun at this track.
All right, man. Well, congrats on the finally finishing a race with a 0x here in this series. And yeah, now your reward for it is you got to start at the back of the pack again.
Yeah, I do it every week for some reason. Every time I draw the bad straw, but here we are.
10-4. Well, hopefully it's giving you a lot of practice and we're able to make our way back up this time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got your friends, family, sponsor shout-outs real quick?
Yeah, just Cohen 712 Breaks, CTCRN, Low Drag Esports, UFA Broadcasting, and Wanna Goons.
All right, we appreciate you. Drop him in the waiting room. Bring Kenny back in here. Kenny, DG, you got a copy?
Hello.
Hello. Well, you battled Brad there for quite a few laps. You're able to hold him off. Did that surprise you a little bit?
I definitely didn't deserve third. With Nathan and Ryan wrecking out, I kind of got gifted. I had a couple good battles with Hayden in the mid-pack, throwing sliders, but I just kept getting the wall into 3. Definitely not a deserved finish, but I'll take it nonetheless.
Man, you didn't even mention what I was talking about. I was talking about your battle with Brad.
Brad was just trying not to kill me. He was letting me do my thing until the last lap, and then I blocked the slider, and we had a little laugh at that. But no, I mean, he'll get past me in the second heat. I'll probably be bottom 10 if I'm honest. Just a little bit of a struggle bus with how small and slick the track gets. But yeah.
I mean, he'll be starting ahead of you already. He doesn't have to get by you.
Oh, he'll stay in front of me, that's for sure.
All right, man. You got the friends, family, sponsor shout-outs for your P3 there in Feature 1?
Yeah, Wanted Goons, SRL, everybody that is involved in broadcasting, running the league. Makoni Setup Shop. Can't say that one. The Redacted sponsor.
Soon TM.
Yeah, and then obviously my family, home, wife and kids.
All right, bud. We appreciate you, and we'll see what you can do. Feature number 2 coming from the back. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, put him in the waiting room. And, well, we got 33 seconds to enjoy Blake Giglio getting the win there. Brad Patton fastest in warm-up so far. Number 7 car ready for feature number 2. Go ahead and get these things out away. Final few seconds of practice and warm-up tick off here. We're going to invert the field. You see Clapperdoodle sliding through there. Cars that crashed in the last one, like Cliff Mullins, Nathan Lafayette, are going to be towards the front of the field. And this is going to be pure chaos. It's entertaining, but man, I feel bad for the drivers sometimes on this. When we invert the field, we put the guys that crashed out up at the front. It could be a little bit more than they bargained for sometimes. Oh my god, Lucas just killed Quinn. Those teammates absolutely destroying their race cars at the end of practice and warm-up. Holy cow. All right, and there's some farm equipment as we move on into our second feature. We're going to add 10 laps and invert the field from the first feature. Waiting for the cars to start gridding up so we can get our starting lineups going for you. Be any moment now as we see Quinn Newton's made his way out there. There's the 88. And he'll be our pole sitter after finishing last in the first feature. He'll get the opportunity to start first and see if he can hang on to it and turn this into a win or at least a really good finish for him. Hopefully that'll work out for Quinn. He's had some rough luck lately, so it'd be nice to see him have a good time. Thanks for the follow there. Appreciate you, Hayden, with a really long Hayden. I'm sure that's our Higginbotham. We got Quinn Newton starting on pole here in feature number 2 as we get our starting lineups presented by the Wanna Goons out the way here for feature 2. We have Scott Elson starting second in the Subway car. Jeremy Clapper-Newell, the Icon Apparel Machine, starts in third. Brad Wilson, Shenandoah Shine Corvette in fourth. Cliff Mullins, Curly Guns and More GTO starts fifth. Ryan File, Shenandoah Shine car, starts in sixth. Nathan Lafayette, the Penguin car, starts in seventh. Damon Nagel, the Trevor Project Mustang, in eighth. Hayden Lowell's the Napa car rolls off ninth. Brad Patton, Wanna Goons car, in 10th. Kenny Frisbee, the Red Wanna Goons car, in 11th. Lucas Weissman, 712 Brakes car, 12th. And Blake Giglio starts last after winning feature number 1 in the M9 Performance car. I think Field just completed their first pace lap. They'll get a second one here. Quinn Newton starting from the front here in the 88. Thanks, Wanna Goons, for our starting lineups. Appreciate you. And Blake did not say a full sentence, Medzi. I know I was a little slow getting to that, but no, he did not say a full sentence in that. Blake is one of those guys that talks as fast as he races, and it's really fast. All right, green flag's out. Clapper-Newell immediately drop into the back. He wanted no part of being up there. Quinn Newton's going to try to run away as the field gets all kinds of squirrely. Cliff Mullins up to the second spot there. Contact with Hayden Lowell. Those two have had a, let's just call it a checkered past. Hayden probably does not want to get in the cliff anymore. Those two are teammates. Ryan File all the way up to the top of the 81. He's trying to make revenge for that first feature where he crashed leading. And he is Side by side, Kenny Frisbee goes up and onto the wall and loses the right front tire in the 11. He's going to have to take a tow. And the 11 car goes to the pit lane and probably out of this race. Oh, Nathan Lafayette goes over the tires, and we get our first caution. Kenny Frisbee, unfortunately, will still be that one lap down. And Nathan Lafayette spun out there. All right, let's take a look first at Nathan Lafayette, then try to get back to Kenny Frisbee. See what we can see here. Nathan bounces off the Giglio, then slides the back end around, and then looks like maybe a little too much. Trying to get away from Brad Patton and that make contact, and results in Lafayette coming to a stop and bringing out the caution. Now let's check on the 11. Kenny Frisbee had a bit of a moment there to end up in the pit lane, climbed the fence here. He had hit the fence a lot in Feature 1, and it never did this, so we'll see what happened to him. Back end catches it first, and then the front end just catches a little too much, takes the right front off the car as it rolls on the top of the wall. Wow. That's how the 11 went from podium to in the pit lane. And unfortunately, that tow time, he will end up off the lead lap. I know he towed quickly, trying not to bring out the caution, but it's going to result in him being off the lead lap. Hopefully he can get it repaired to get back out and pick up some points if there's more attrition, but looks like Hayden Law has also gone down in the 56. Hayden came down, took the fast repair, so the Napa car has already used the repair only on lap 2. And he's going to try to come out right in front of the field. Sketch. Caution laps don't count, so it wouldn't have mattered if he got lapped. He would have just been at the back of the field. So you're not really used to that sort of thing when you're an oval racer, so he decided to go on around anyway. Pace trucks off, and Quinn Newton gets the green flag. They go single file for not making it very long. Cliff Mullins going to try to take the lead in the Curly's Guns and More GTO, and he's able to do it. Cliff, normally a short track guy on the asphalt, when he gets out here and takes the lead away from Quinn Newton, he's going to hang the bottom. Bounces it off the tires. That's going to open the door for Ryan File and Blake Giglio. We go 3 wide for the race lead. Then Cliff bounces off of Blake, and up into the outside wall goes Cliff. Ryan File has made his way back to the lead after leading in feature number 1, getting into some lap traffic to lose that lead. He is back to the point. Lucas Weissman, Quinn Newton make contact, then Brad Patton bounces into him. It's dirt racing. Not a lot of room with this little track. A lot of banging him. These fenders somehow staying on these cars, but definitely getting crumpled. Blake bounces it off the tire on the inside lane. Seems to help him rotate the car a little bit. Definitely can take damage doing that, though. Ryan File trying to hang on to the lead. Brad Patton trying to hold on to third as Lucas Hoyt was on his inside. Top 4 cars all go to the top this time. Quinn Newton hanging it there on the bottom in the 88. Listen to the track. The top 3 all enter low and drag it up high. Seems like everyone's trying something a little bit different as they wrap through 1 and 2. Ryan File maintains the lead over Giglio, then Hoytsman, then Wilson. Quinn Newton there now in the 6th spot. As Brad Wilson's gone around Quinn on the high side. Cliff Mullins was leading briefly. He's fallen all the way to 7th after getting into the wall. We still have 12 cars on the lead lap. These laps go by in 14 seconds. We check in on the 35. That's Scott Elson. And then Kenny Frisbee a lap down, and see how far our leader is away. Not very far at all. So our top 3, even though they're all running the same lane, could be end up in traffic in about 5 to 10 laps. See our flagman just chilling there. Ryan right up by the wall. Blake Giglio right by the tires. You couldn't get much more different lines going here. This time on this end, Blake sliding it up the hill. Oh, we had a car in the wall. Looked like Kenny Frisbee, and that brings out our second caution. Frisbee not able to tow it in time. The second incident. Let's see what happens to the 11. Running by himself just shows you the challenge that this track can be. He gets the back end into the wall, and that breaks the right front. Yeah, you can see the car had no turn after hitting the wall. He tried to tow it, and then the yellow flag starts waving before he could get it out of the way. So unfortunate for our podium finishing number 11 car, Kenny Frisbee. The 11 is not going to go back to the podium this race unless we have a ton of carnage. That car is broken. Hayes with the "you can't park there, Kenny." I think he knows that. So the short track here in New Richmond, Wisconsin, catching out the 11 of Kenny Frisbee. We go single file. I don't know if we'll stay that way. We'll probably be double file. We'll see what race control says. Looks like we're getting double. Blake wants to push the 81 to the top. which I don't think the 81 will have any problem with. So Ryan File choosing top, Blake Giglio to the inside.
That clear.
Somebody needs a black clear. Roll down the backstretch into 3 and 4, side by side. The 81 is the control car, the blue, white, and black at the top. Gets on that loud pedal, gets the jump over Giglio. Ryan takes off. Blake in second, Lucas third, trying to keep up there. Brad Patton, a new lease on life, running right there in fourth. He's going to battle with the 97 of Lucas Hoisma. Lucas right up behind his teammate Blake Giglio on corner entry. Lucas going for second here. Putting all kinds of pressure on the former Dirt Pro. And that line right up against the wall, just so easy to make a mistake and get into that wall. Lucas a little bit higher entry than the front two there, and I think it hurt him a little bit as the top two get away. A little further back, looked like we had Hayden Lowell battling Quinn Newton and Damon Nagel. Contact between Newton and Nagel into the corner. 88 and 86, not teammates, bouncing off of one another there. Hayden trying to take advantage and get them both around the bottom. It looks like the Napa car is eventually going to get this spot. Use as much grip as he could find out there. Not a lot left on this racetrack. It's very much slicked off with 30 to go here in feature number 2. Ryan File still leads Blake Giglio. They're all up at the top. Single file through the top 5. Then you have this battle with Hayden Lowell, Damon Nagel, 56-86. Hayden out of the top, Damon to the bottom as they trade which end of the track they're driving on. Hayden just threw the slick there on the entry. This end of the track looks much more worn out than 1 and 2. The 3 and 4 is getting very used up. Brad Patton tried to put a move on Lucas there. Brad Wilson sliding in there hot. Did he get a piece of the 7? I think he did, and he backed off to let him recuperate. Let's take a quick look back at it. I think we're going to see the 51 catch the 7 just a little bit right there, and the 51 gets out of the throttle to let the 7 save it. Both of those cars doing a good job carrying on. Nathan Lafayette and Scott Elston battling as Lafayette's up and into the outside wall. Scott Elston able to get by. Got 2 cars on the pit lane now as Jerry Clapper Newell has taken the 99 back there behind the wall. Nathan Lafayette broke his car, and now we're under caution again. Maybe from Lafayette. Gets that right front into the wall. See if somebody...
That's not bad, Brad. I thought you were going up a lot more than
That's
that.
where the yellow came out. Although...
No, it's all good. I was just trying to run a different line there, try to run the bottom, but the bottom fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's gonna be our finishing order right here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sounds like the driver's saying the track has gone
high
single
faith that I
file.
will not make a mistake. Come on now.
We're all way too even.
Or a lap car.
Too soon.
Cough, cough.
Well, 10 cars still in the lead lap, back to Scott Elston. Just about halfway through
It's
this
hard to
thing.
tell when to go on the restarts here, because I don't want to go too early. But I mean, the pace car doesn't get off the track until down the front stretch.
Yeah, I think they're a little more lenient on this track.
Go in turn 4, whatever you want.
So we're getting another double file restart. It'll be File and Giglio, same as it was last restart. 81's on top, 16 is down low. And there you see him launching out of turn 4. Green flag out in the air. Ryan File, Blake Giglio, Lucas Hoisma. Lucas wrapping the bottom there. Brad Patton up on that high side, trying to take third away. He's going to do it. Wada Goons, number 7, launches in there. Almost gets to the outside of Blake, which has been really bad news for Blake. Hayden still trying to work the bottom, but everyone's realized the speed's up at the top. Hayden probably not really getting much there. Down in 3 and 4, it's a little different. 1 and 2, everybody's at the top where all the grip is. See everyone right against the wall. That could actually cause trouble if anyone catches that right rear, as we've seen a couple cars do already. Kind of 1 and 2. Hayden still trying to make up hay on the bottom. Figures why not? Everyone else is at the top. You might as well try. He's not that much under threat from behind. Damon Nagel's a little bit about a second back. Hayden has the opportunity to try, but nothing's really happening. Brad Patton tries to throw it in there in the 7 to try and get Blake Giglio. Gave it a shot, but just not there. Patton absolutely tried to throw a slider down 1 and 2 last time through. Just could not get the car cleared. Blake entering right at the tires down in 3 and 4. I'm surprised there's still that much traction off of 4. Top end of the track not burned out yet. Ryan File just got the wall pretty hard in the 81. Fortunate not to break the car. He carries on. Giglio in second. Brad Patton gets up into the outside wall. Lucas is on his inside. Doesn't get clear though. Brad Patton making a mistake. Lucas is there to capitalize if he... Oh my gosh.
Sorry. I got five.
Heard him get out of it. Not the way Lucas wants to make a pass. It's actually going to cost him a spot to Brad Wilson. Wilson's gotten to the top on Lucas. Let's see if Lucas throws it in there to hang on to it. He's going to throw it in there. Wilson's going to cut it back to the bottom though, and Wilson will have him cleared. And that is Brad Wilson taking over that spot. Lucas not willing to give it up yet, though. He's going to try and slide it up there again. Wilson's already cutting it down to get inside him. Battle for 4th carries on as the top 3 stay single file. Wilson's going to get up in front of Lucas Weitzway. Here comes Lucas back to the inside off of 4. He's getting a good battle for 4th while the top 3 remain single file. Here comes Wilson cutting it back to the inside. Crossover after crossover. Good stuff.
Please, I'm begging you. Like, just please.
Ryan File must be catching the 00.
Just get out of the way for once.
And it's going to be Blake that slides into him this time. Blake Giglio, victor after the 81 went around off the 00. This time the 16 goes off the 00. And Blake Giglio, gifted by the 00 last race, this time has it taken away by the 00. That is probably going to be not Blake Giglio winning double feature tonight. Ryan File was able to survive the lap car, and Blake Giglio ran afoul with the Penguin machine.
You good, Blake?
As good as I can be.
After a certain point, you stop wrecking the leaders.
Slowest sideways I've ever seen you, and then you just come across my nose, and I was like, okay, well, I guess we're turning.
I feel like I had nowhere to go. Like I can't run the middle, you know.
Oh no, I agree. There was nothing you could do about that. I just tried not to hit you hard at all.
Your driver's opinions on this. That was the 7 and the 16. You heard conversing about the incident.
Is anyone taking my inside, or?
I don't know if Brad Patton's not going to the bottom. There he goes.
My bad.
All right, File to the top, Patton at the inside, getting set for the restart. Be 13 to go when we turn him loose again. The rain flag out in the air. Patton tried to get to the top immediately and beat Brad Wilson and was able to do that. Probably saved him second there. Lucas Heusman battles to the inside ahead of Hayden Lowell. Lucas is going to try to slide up in front of Wilson, but I don't think he's going to be able to do so. Oh, so close. So close. Couldn't get it in there. Everyone getting sideways out here on a Tuesday night. Cedar Lake, New Richmond, Wisconsin. Goons Dirt Late Model Series. Ryan File leads it in the Shenandoah Shine car. Brad Patton for the Goons in second. Lucas Weitzman, low drag car in third. Brad Wilson, another Shine car in fourth. And Hayden Lowell C2X in fifth. Blake Giglio, low drag, back up to sixth. And Damon Nagel is seventh. And battles on for second. 7 and 97 are putting on a show here. Leaning all over one another with 10 laps to go. Brad Wilson there to capitalize if anyone makes a mistake. Ryan File enjoying it in the background as he starts to drive away. Lucas tried to get to the inside of the 7 of Brad Patton, but couldn't keep the traction down on corner exit. Had to lift a little bit. Settled back in behind him. Looks like we've gotten to that single file state as the cars are finding it difficult to find any momentum down low in 1 and 2. 3 and 4 they enter low and then drifted up high on exit. They're finding plenty of speed on that end of the track. It's the other end that's caused some problems. Oh, Brad Patton got way checked up on 1 and 2 ends. Nearly gave it away to the 97 of Heusman. They're side by side still out of turn number 4. Now I think Patton will hang on to it, but he almost gave away that second spot. Brad Wilson just bounced it off the fence. Fortunate not to break that car. The 51 riding there in fourth. Smack the ever-living crap out of the wall. Ryan File, his teammate, continues to lead. Down into 1 and 2. No pressure at the moment. Brad Patton feeling the heat from Lucas Hoytsman, the 97. Fourth place, Brad Wilson, just chilling at the moment. Although I say that, and he rides all over the wall. Blake Giglio up to 5th, has gotten around Hayden. Blake's doing a good job to minimize the damage points-wise, but he's not going to be able to get back up to the lead unless something crazy happens. Well, we've seen crazier. Ryan File continues to lead over Brad Patton, Lucas Hoytsma, then Brad Wilson, Blake Giglio, Hayden Law, and Damon Nagel. A bit further behind, Cliff Mullins. He won $500 at Daytona. He don't care about much in anything in life right now. He's just having a good time on his victory lap. See these guys well out in front of the leader. Shouldn't be a problem. Just 2 laps remaining. Out of turn number 4. The white flag is out. Ryan File just has to make 4 more corners. His lap traffic is far enough ahead that he should not have an issue. Lucas absolutely throws the slider on Brad Patton. Gets clear. Patton beat him back to the line. White flag's in the air. Blake Giglio on his way to win. Brad Patton, Lucas Hoytsma banging fenders, and Lucas gets the 2nd spot. Patton 3rd.
Oh, you're good, dude. That was good racing.
And your winner, Ryan File, for feature number 2.
Yeah, this was not fun tonight.
I beg to differ. I was entertained. Chat, were you
I
entertained?
feel like once you had the lead, it was easy enough.
Well, you say that, but lap traffic played a role
Good race,
quite a lot
guys.
tonight.
Top 3, you're to the waiting room for your interviews, and we will see you next week at Eldora.
Ryan, DG, you got a copy?
10-4, sir.
Well, we got revenge on that first feature with the win in the second feature, and I don't know if you would have made it up here if you weren't starting ahead of everybody else. So at least it, I don't know, maybe help you win feature 2. Is there silver lining, maybe?
I suppose. I mean, you know, the start of the second race, obviously I gained some position just because of the chaos. And, you know, some of the slower cars starting up front, which kind of shuffled things up. But, you know, this season's been a weird one. Obviously, I missed week 2, and last week had some unfortunate happenings, kind of similar to the first race today. But, you know, glad I could get the win. Hopefully catch up on some points. I'm not sure what happened to Blake. I mean, not that I think a race really would have occurred, but, you know, I think he deserved 2nd place at least. Or, I mean, he was the fastest car all night. He probably could have gotten by me somehow.
Don't feel too bad for him.
But,
He did make it all the way back to 5th.
Really?
Yeah.
I have to go back and see what happened there. But, yeah, just glad we could get back to winning fashion.
All right. Well, congrats on the win here. And you got the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for this victory at Cedar Lake?
Brad, you, everyone that makes this possible. Wish Wolfie could have shown up tonight. Maybe next week. He said he forgot, but he wasn't even home. So maybe next week we'll get some more Shine guys in here, and hopefully more cars. I think it's next. I don't know what next week is, but hopefully more people own it.
I think with
And
Cedar
get a
Lake we
bigger
had
field.
enough tonight, don't you? Like, it's a small enough track where
Well,
13 feels pretty
yeah.
good.
Actually, that's probably true. Yeah. You're right.
Imagine 20 cars on this bitch. That would be crazy. All
I
right.
would imagine that.
There you go. Congrats on the win here at feature number 2. We'll see you back here next week.
Thank you.
Ryan File gets the P2. Let's drag in the 97, that Lucas fella. I think we've heard of him a time or two. Let's see if we can grab him up to the broadcast. It's Lucas. DG, you got a copy?
Yep.
Well, we get 2 interviews tonight, so that's a successful night, right?
Oh, dude, I am elated. 2 P2s. That's number 1, beautiful points night, and number 2, my confidence is restored.
That, and you kept all 4 tires on it in both races. Holy hell.
I did get a little damage in feature 2, so not as great as feature 1, but still, I crossed the line with a pretty clean car. Didn't even take a fast repair all the night. That is something to be happy about.
And you and Brad Patton put on a hell of a show for that P2, and you were able to get him there in that last lap. Tell me about that battle.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I roughed him up a little bit on accident. Sorry about that, Brad, but me and him, that was a good battle we had. Even before that, me and Bradley Wilson, we were throwing some sliders on each other. That was a ton of fun. So good racing with the Brads tonight.
You like being in a Brad sandwich? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. It was a good time.
Heyo. All right. Well, congrats on the P2 in both features. Go ahead and hit me with the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for this P2 in second feature.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Just, again, Quinn and 712 Breaks, you for broadcasting at One Goons, putting on the series, along with Damon Scott for putting in the work on this. Racing's been really good lately. And everybody for racing tonight. It was a good race.
All right, one more thing, just in case you suck in Iowa tonight, which is highly unlikely, but just in case, go ahead and tell us about your race tomorrow with CTC.
Oh yeah, just make sure to tune in for probably the scariest race of the season, New Atlanta. It's gonna be a fun time. Tune in on the CTC R-Ramp.
New Atlanta. We're going to be drifting and drafting and all kinds of crazy stuffs in the next gen cars. And to be honest, I'm not looking forward to it at all. But it's fun to run CTC. Just like you said, scary race.
Yeah, I'm pretty scared, but these guys have surprised me before, so we'll see.
Man, I was just watching in slow mo. They come into the line there, you and Brad bouncing off of one another. It's like good hard dirt racing right there. I love it. All right, man, get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll see what Brad has to say about your battle.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bring in the 7 of Brad Patton. Brad, DG, you got a copy?
Got a copy.
Well, we were able to work our way up to the podium spots there this time at feature number 2. We had to settle for talking to Kenny last feature. How dare you do that to me?
Hey, you didn't have to this time. I mean, he destroyed the car again. So.
Oof. Yeah, he did.
Another mega repair bill for us.
Yeah, good thing I don't have to pay it. I'm glad y'all pay that. All right, well, congrats on the strong run there. You and Lucas put on one hell of a show. What was it like racing Lucas so hard there?
I mean, if I was allowed to cuss right now, I'd say a couple bad things.
The fuck you mean if you're allowed to cuss?
Oh, we're allowed to fucking cuss? Sweet.
Of course we're allowed to fucking cuss.
The track was absolute dog shit. It was single lane, and the only way you could pass somebody was either fucking run them hard like up into the wall, or you would throw a huge slider and hope and pray to God that you didn't get fucked in the ass. So, it was a fun race. The first heat, and I just had damage and couldn't get up to the podium. And then the second race, I mean, the slick was just ridiculous. But battling with Lucas there, it was fun there at the end. Thought I had a little bit of speed, but Ryan and Blake were the class of the field today. Lucas was quick as hell. I don't know. Today was one of those mad days. Like there was nothing to be happy about, but can't be disappointed because I'm on the podium.
Exactly. You see, you complain, and then you end up on the podium. You're a lot like Blake Giglio in that regard.
Well, Blake and I are the same type of driver, if you can't tell, except for he's a little bit faster when it comes to this bullshit.
I was going to say, except he had a pro dirt license, and I don't think you ever did.
No.
So you're just trying to be like Blake's what you're saying. Complain about everything, get on the podium. That's how it's supposed to be done.
Got to. That's
I understand.
How it's supposed to be.
I understand now. All right, Brad, hit me with the friends, family, sponsor shout-outs for your podium finish.
Thank the boys for, the Goons characters that we have over there. Kenny, I need you to finish a goddamn race, please.
Hey, who was on podium last race?
I'm calling him out. I need a podium from you, Kenny. Where the hell are you at?
He just had one like 10 minutes ago, but okay.
No, I want the second one. I want to finish the podium with him.
You're saying only the second one matters? Is that what you're saying?
Say what?
Are you saying only the second feature matters? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, if you actually think about it, it's actually the A feature, not the B feature.
I mean, it's actually
that's the way I think of it.
That's the wrong way to think of it, because it's feature 1 and feature 2. They're both full points paying features. Like you get full credit for a win.
Okay, I'm gonna put it this way, Kenny, stop wrecking the goddamn car and finish it up here with me every time.
There you go. That works. That's much better.
No, I'm gonna give a shout out to Ryan and Lucas. That was a hell of a show they put on. Thank you for doing the broadcast. Thank the guys over at Goons again for having me a part of the team, and it's just fun, man. It's always a good time.
You're supposed to thank your painter, not berate him.
Well, yeah, that's true. Thanks, Kenny. Now do the metallic, bro.
Damn, never satisfied. All right, Brad. Congrats on that P3. Get on out of here. We'll see you back here next week.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
Brad Patton finishing third. Let's run through our final results here in feature number 2, since we have the time to do that, where we don't have the time to do that after feature number 1. We have Ryan File, Lucas Hoytsman, Brad Patton on the podium, Brad Wilson, Blake Giglio in the top 5, Hayden Lowell, Damon Nagel, Scott Elson, Cliff Mullins, and Nathan Lafayette round out your top 10. And the final 3, Clapper Newell, Quentin Newton, Kenny Frisbee, all three in accidents here at the end of this one, not able to finish the race on a lead lap. 10 drivers did, though. Good night. Well, actually, Lafayette fell off the lead lap right there at the end, but you know what I'm trying to say. Those 10 had a pretty good night. Made it almost to the end. And we're going to head over to Iowa here in a few minutes' time. So you got about 14 minutes to wait for us to pop up over on YouTube with the Iowa race. The rest of you can go hang out on the Twitch. We'll be live the whole time. It is twitch.tv/DG Swiss. We'll watch the practice from Iowa and get you ready for the Xfinity race here tonight in the Sidewinder Racing Leagues. Come check us out. Discord.gg/Sidewinder if you want to join any of our leagues. We appreciate you guys so much for hanging out. And we'll see you in the next event. That closes out the YouTube dirt stuffs. Now we're just a Twitch stream. We can get the music back on, hang out. Any replays you guys want to check out before we leave the dirt? Now would be the time to speak up.